We hope you're enjoying round 4 of the BP Supercars All-Stars E-Series. 14 laps of Watkins Glen is all that's left tonight, and it is a reverse grid for race 14, which means Anton De Pasquale, who is currently leading the round on points, starts at the back of the grid. As we take a look at the Truck Assist starting grid, Neil Crompton, it means that Jack Smith and Zane Goddard will be starting from the front row. Look out.
They are going to have a heap of pressure on them. Let's rattle through all of the 29 competitors, Jess. From the Armour All pole, Jack Smith for SCT Logistics, Brad Jones Racing, and then Zane Goddard alongside Will Davison, Milwaukee, and the pit box entry of Angelo Mazuris, who's 10th in the Dunlop Super 2 Series so far this year. Chris Pither and Rick Kelly for Coca-Cola and Castrol. Joey Logano for Ford Performance, and Jamie Whincup, the Red Bull Holden Racing Team. Irwin Racing, Mark Winterbottom alongside Macaulay Jones for Cool Drive, out of position number 10. Jack LeBrock, who had a wild moment in that previous race, out of 11, with local legends driver Alex Davison, followed by David Reynolds and Alexander Rossi out of position number 14. And some new livery for Todd Hazelwood, car number 14, followed by Marcus Ambrose, Scotty Pye and Fabian Coulthard, 17 and 18. Gary Jacobson, yellow cover, car number 35. Cam Waters, who's been floating along very nicely for the Monster Energy Ford Mustang Group. Then Andre Heimgartner, Nick Percat, Jake Kostecki and Chaz Mostert. Chaz Exotic, in fact. Followed by Bryce Fullwood. Lee Holdsworth out of position number 26, and looking further back to Shane Van Gisbergen, and he's sitting there in position number 28, car number 97. And Anton De Pasquale, that was a ripper drive, and he pulled a margin in that last race. He did a great job. Be curious to see how far he gets up the road, Jess.
Well, he'll need to, won't he, if he wants to continue to points gather and take out the round tonight. Of course, $1,000 going to his charity of choice, Feel the Magic, should he get the job done tonight. All right, we've got Nick Percat on the line with us. Hey, Nick, how's your night going? Nelson's awake. Well done.
Hey, we had a good first race, and then we got half rolled at turn 2 at Montreal, and then we've just come 8th, I think, then. So we're going.
Hey, Nick, is that thing handling like a dog?
Shut the front door, Neil.
You must have fed him.
I think he's falling asleep.
Yeah, you've clearly fed him, otherwise he wouldn't have got up, right?
I had to physically grab him and pick him up.
So the good result in the last race, Nick, means that you're going to start at the back of the grid for this one.
Oh,
how on earth
God.
do you avoid the carnage that is set to unfold in front of you?
Well, at Montreal, I started in the same position, and I ended up half upside down. So, watch this space.
Well, it might be time to put Nelson back to bed, because we aren't too far away from getting this one underway. Are you enjoying this E-Series? It's been great to see, I guess, how much fun everyone's having with it, but also to unmask you guys, to see what it's like and some of the mannerisms you have underneath the helmet normally.
Yeah, I can imagine there's some serious race faces going on, but I love it. It gives the fans an idea of who we are without the helmet, without the car around us. Everyone's getting to know our personality, which is really hard to get across in an interview, so I'm loving it.
Well, it's been fantastic to have the access to you guys through this unprecedented time, and also to have such a wonderful array of international wildcards as well. Good luck in this one. Try and stay out of trouble.
And can you enjoy?
We've got Joey Logano also standing by for us. Hey, Joey, you still awake? You still with us? How are you travelling?
You wouldn't know about the looks of it, but hey, I figured out there's like a traction control type of option, which seemed to help my start. So I wish I knew this earlier. I didn't know there's also a braking thing. So it's starting to register for me. But I'm like 3 races too late.
Yeah, press every button you can find.
Yeah, I'm also throwing everything I can find.
Besides all that, are you having fun? Are you enjoying our Supercars E-Series?
I am having fun. You know, it's fun to hear all the guys talking on the chat in here. Some of the trash talk's been fun, but everyone getting a little anxious like typical racing is. It's pretty fun.
So what is your plan in this one? How are you going with the stationary starts? You feel like you've wrapped your head around those yet?
I think so. We're going to find out here in a second. I'm kind of in the checkers or wreckers territory here. You know, I got nothing to lose. Look out, turn 1.
That's what we like to hear. Have fun. Good luck. All right, it's time to go racing, Neil Crompton.
Fantastic. Great to catch up with Joey Logano. He's a great sport. So here we go. Our final race for this evening from Watkins Glen. On the pole position is Jack Smith. And tucked in behind him is Zane Goddard. Will Davison is next in the queue for Milwaukee Racing. Angelo Mazuris, you can see in the background out of position number 4, Chris Pither, followed by Rick Kelly. Joey Logano, who we just had a chat to, and looking forward to seeing whether or not he can get that thing off the line. Supercars, superstars, joined by some of the biggest names in the world at Watkins Glen. Our final race of the evening, and a ripping start by Goddard. Joey is sitting still once again with a heap of wheel spin. He's managed to convert 5th or 6th to about 15th by turn 1.
But he's missed trouble. Importantly, he's managed to miss trouble. Not so for Zane Goddard and Will Davison. Hard into the fence and then gets spun around.
That's McLaughlin, I think, up the back of the pack there. I'll double check that. But there were a lot of people tangling through turn 1. And we've got Rick Kelly sitting in the fence there on the right-hand side of screen from the aerial shot as well. So Jack LeBrock's just also copped a whack and fired him into the rivets on the fence as well. Oh, here we go. Gary Jacobson is tangling with someone back there as well. Whincup, I believe, is actually the lead. Leader. He's made up 7 spots over Angelo Mazuris. Then Mark Winterbottom, and check out Chris Pither's car. It's got damage in every corner at the moment. Was it McLaughlin or was it Coulthard? I think it was actually Fabian, in fact. Yeah, it was car number 12 that was sailing off into the weeds. So Scotty's actually up in 19th position at the moment.
Remember, he started from towards the back of the grid, so 1 lap down. They will have to do a compulsory pit stop. So Jamie Whincup has a 0.3 second of a lead over Angelo Mazuris. Coming into this round, Jamie Whincup didn't have a top 10 finish next to his name. He's got one already this evening as Marcus Ambrose also comes into the pit. There's Fabian Coulthard. He's down in position 22.
And if you're tangled in traffic and you come in early, even though you're asking a lot from the tyre, the track doesn't hurt the tyre too much here, and you might get some benefit of fresh air and the undercut. We'll see how that plays. Anton De Pasquale making ground in this field here at the moment in 23rd position. He's up 6 spots and he's got some gravel rash down the left side. Whoa, serious cross-up manoeuvre on the run into the bus stop for David Reynolds, who just managed to have sufficient movement of both elbows to be able to get out the other side and still be on the black stuff, which was a modern miracle.
He went in sideways, came out sideways, and he's still got his teammate hovering now in front of him. De Pasquale gets ahead of Davey Reynolds. So, Whincup, Mazuris, Alexander Rossi, position 3, Macaulay Jones, Mark Winterbottom, Alex Davison, Scott Pye. And then it's Cam Waters and Zane Goddard. So we've got a few now entering pit lane.
So this is potential for a recovery for Jamie. So he had a lap 1 spin in that previous race. He's had a 23rd and a 9th early on this evening. So, and he's generally been showing a little bit more pace. Here he is. He's got some pressure on at the moment from his young teammate, who also drives for 888 Race Engineering. There's the 7-time champion in the bottom right-hand corner of screen. He only scrambled his way into the iRacing universe just prior to round 1, assembling all the gear. We've spoken to him a couple of times. He's been a good sport as he comes to terms with the task. Angelo Mazuris tucked right in behind him. That's officially 0.2 of a second. Angelo's 10th in the Dunlop Super 2 Series so far this year. He's only 18 years of age. He had a 12th, 10th and a 9th in the first 3 races when the series got started in Adelaide back earlier in the season. And we obviously didn't get to go to Tasmania for the next round of that series, but he's doing a really nice job at the moment, isn't he? He's applying pressure to a guy who's got a ridiculous amount of success and experience in supercar racing.
Yeah, experience, all right. 498 races next to J-Dub's name. So once the Virgin Australia Supercars Championship gets back up and running for real, he'll tick over 500 races. An extraordinary career for Jamie Whincup. As you mentioned, Crompo, 7-time Supercars champion, 119 race wins. And Angelo Mazuris, just 18 years of age, is living the dream at the moment. In the real world, he's in the Super 2 Series. His big dream was to make the Supercars series. He's doing it here tonight virtually. 4th race of the evening. So it's Whincup, Mazuris, then Alex Rossi, Winterbottom, Macaulay Jones. Just trying to see who's the first of the queue to go all the way down to Todd Hazelwood, who's the first to go in position 19.
First car, as you say, is Todd Hazelwood from Marcus Ambrose, and so still 2/3 of the field yet to stop. Now, sitting in position number 8 at the moment for DeWalt is Scotty Pye. He's on the line and listening in the background. Hey, mate, how you doing this evening?
About to break into turn 1, so hopefully I don't screw this up again. I've done it a few times tonight, but yeah, having a good laugh out here.
It's hard to do, isn't it, Scott, to try and actually maintain the rhythm and the sequence while someone's gibbering in your ear like this?
Yeah, and I've had to turn the video game sound off because I couldn't hear you guys, and then now you're really loud and I've got game, so I've got a bit going on here.
I'll whisper to you, Scotty. Are you having fun out
I'll
there?
turn my game back up. I am, mate. Having a blast.
Good.
Montreal was tough, but this is a lot more fun.
Well, you've moved up into 6th spot. You've got Alex Davison in front. You've got Zane Goddard in your rear view mirror at the moment, so you can't afford a slip up or Zane will be all over you.
I know, and unfortunately I make a few slip ups on this bad boy. Head down, bum up, come on.
Yeah, try and get the aero benefit.
We'll get out of your ear, mate. Enjoy the rest of this one.
Thanks, boys. See you later.
It's a hard thing to do, even when they're doing this. In fact, it could even be harder doing this than the real deal, because so much delicacy required to be able to drive these things smoothly.
So Zane Goddard behind him has gone into the pit lane. Whincup's lead out the front. It's just half a second over Mazuris. Scotty is now in position number 5. I wanted to ask him about that big rollover in Canada, but I thought now wasn't the time. Bring back bad memories while I'm trying to, do this on my own.
While he's concentrating, it might have been, did I? He's so busy. Whincup's still got the lead, half a second over Mazuris at the moment from Winterbottom, former series champion and Bathurst winner. And then Alex Davison, Scott Pye, Scott McLaughlin. He stayed out there. Heimgartner, Van Gisbergen. Gizzy stayed out as well. First in the queue is actually Alex Rossi at the moment in 13th, who's taken his first stop.
So don't forget, next week we're overseas again to 2 of the great racetracks at Spa and Nürburgring. We'll be on again in round 5 of the BP Supercars All-Stars Series as Bryce Forward gives Todd Hazelwood a real big handful to deal with, and Hazelwood's just going to have to go straight ahead at the bus stop. And there he is again.
It's a bit awkward. Todd Hazelwood on screen, Bryce Forward. So brute military strength colours on Todd's car, and Mobile One Racing and Middy's Electrical supporting Bryce Forward. So Bryce's got a bit of fresh air around him at the moment, so he might be able to make some more margin out of that. Bryce is only 21 years of age, 2019 Dunlop Super 2 champion, got his big break over the summer period to join Walkinshaw Andretti United, and we're looking forward to seeing what he can produce for us through the back end of the season. So Angelo Mazuris, now that Jamie Whincup's come into the lane, is actually our race leader. There is J Dub. So Mazuris, a big moment in his virtual career, and he managed to follow Jamie around without punting him, because if you're going to punt him, I'd much rather do it in a virtual sense than in reality. Todd, hold on to her, brother. He had about 15 bites at the cherry, but he managed to get it all squared back up, and he's in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. I've been told that he's listening to us, which was a huge mistake. So, hey, Todd, it's Neil. That was close.
Mate, I'm having my own little battle here with my PC. She keeps bloody cutting out on me, and it's giving me a bit of a challenge here.
Is it like a plug lead?
The inside of me. Mate, she's on 7 cylinders. Oh, no!
Oh, hold it.
Bloody hell.
That's Lee. So that's Lee Holdsworth's just gone by you, mate.
Yeah, I've got a good view of that truck assist, don't worry.
So fortunately you've got an appropriate sponsor, because I'm tipping when you're on the grass sideways at 200 Ks, you're sweating up. There it is. And you smell lovely, mate.
Beautiful.
Mate, never gone better.
Concentrate, you rat bag. Oh, no, you've gone sprint car mode into the right-hander. That thing is evil at the moment. It looks like it's got 8,000-pound rear springs in it.
My computer's that bloody laggy, I tell you. But anyway,
talk to your boss.
fighting on.
Talk to your boss. Tell him that I've authorised the purchase of a nice, expensive PC.
Sounds great.
Thanks, Todd. You've had enough of us, haven't you?
Yeah, Fabian Coulthard took advantage of that little chat while we're having with Todd, and also his electrical problems, and Fabs picks up that spot. So, Angelo Mazouras, Shane Van Gisbergen, Nick Percat, 1, 2 and 3, but yet to pit. At the top of the pit tree, now Mark Winterbottom and Scott McLaughlin have gone in, so that'll leave Jamie Whincup as your effective race leader. On lap 9 out of 14, now winners tonight, Shane Van Gisbergen and Chaz Mostert in Montreal, and then Anton De Pasquale. So it's been 3 out of 3 for the Holden Commodore this evening. And overall, there's been 7 wins for the Commodore and 6 wins for the Mustang in the series. Oh, Bryce forward here with Zane Goddard all over him.
There was an image up there a moment ago of Scott Pye's car minus the rear wing as well, so he obviously got into some strife that I either had forgotten about or didn't register at the time. So Mazouras, Van Gisbergen, Percat, they're yet to stop. So 3 drivers yet to stop. They're about 25 seconds up the road, plus thereabouts over Jamie Whincup. Oh!
Jake Kostecki and Chaz Mostert, and Zane Goddard's in there as well.
Oh. Chaz Mostert's re-entry looked a bit ropey. I reckon Craig Baird might have some thoughts around that. So down the right-hand side, it didn't look too good. So Mazouras, Van Gisbergen, Percat in. We'll see what happens now as to how they integrate back into the field. 5 laps to go.
Right, so Van Gisbergen is the first to leave his pit lane box. Mazouras, though, should get the advantage out here.
Remember, it's 24 odd seconds for your transit of the lane and your Dunlop tyres. And I called the margin from 3rd to 4th, which was from around where Gizzy was back to Whincup, I think at the time was about 25 seconds. So this is going to be pretty close. It'll be interesting.
So that makes Jamie Whincup our race leader from Alexander Rossi. He's had a 15th, a 29th and a 16th this evening. In terms of the international wildcard contenders, he's been the best with those results. A winner at Watkins Glen here in 2016. It was the second win of his career and the first time he had pole. He also had 5 starts in Formula One at Manor. A mountain of experience for the 28-year-old American. As we zero in on car 344 of Jake Kostecki and the sister car of Zane Goddard. So that's positions 13 and 14. Ahead of them is Nick Percat. Behind them is Alex Davison and also Andre Heimgartner. Whincup from Rossi and Ambrose. Waters, McLaughlin, Mazouras, Jones, Van Gisbergen, Pye and Winterbottom, our top 10.
There's a couple of other people of interest here. In fact, I was just looking on the scoreboard to see where Marcus was. So he's down the order there a little bit at the moment. Someone was in strife in the background there too. Logano's down in 24th.
So Marcus just dropped a couple of spots there to both Cam Waters and also to Scotty McLaughlin, but now he's rejoined this battle. So 3 Mustangs in a row, all fighting hard here, and a little touch from Waters on McLaughlin up at the bus stop. He regains control and gets the exit nicely.
Wow, that was unorthodox. So Ambrose sitting nicely here in 5th. Remember the form that he brings to this racetrack. Great shot of Cam Waters, bottom right-hand corner of screen, looking at the rear view of Scott McLaughlin's car, and Mazouras and Ambrose making contact, and Van Gisbergen trying to capitalise down the inside of his younger teammate, and he'll do that successfully. Got him. Oh. Paulie Jones just tripping over Angelo there as well as they came across the start-finish line. So it's Whincup, margin over Rossi, then McLaughlin and Waters, and Mazouras in strife, and the front of Scott Pye's car now matches the rear of it.
Probably lost something while we were chatting away in his ear. So Angelo Mazouras under maximum attack here. He's bleeding positions at the moment and sliding down this leaderboard. Lap 12 out of 14, a BP Ultimate Replay with Scott McLaughlin, Cam Waters and Marcus Ambrose involved in this duel The Mustangs tangling away as they come up towards turn 5 at the bus stop. Maybe a little bit of contact between Waters and McLaughlin, but somehow Scott McLaughlin held on and held position as well. Our race leader is Jamie Whincup by a second and a bit over international wildcard Alexander Rossi. Then McLaughlin currently 3rd. Cam Waters 4th. Van Gisbergen is 5th. And Marcus Ambrose holding down position 6, making up 10 spots from the start. Race 14, the final race of round 4 of the BP Supercars All-Stars E-Series. And here's Rossi.
This is a great run, isn't it? So he's showing good lap speed here at the moment. His best lap time virtually mirrors the time done by Whincup, and the fastest lap in the race so far, Shane Van Gisbergen's done at 1 minute 8.7. And Alex's best lap's a 1 minute 9 flat. So he's come to terms with the task very, very well.
Lap 13 out of 14. Just got a glimpse there of Joey Logano at a 28th, a 22nd, a 23rd. Got up nice and early, but he's had fun. That's the important thing. He's really enjoyed it and had a laugh along the way. He's down in position 23. 2018 NASCAR champion, whose numbers are just off the charts. 403 races, 25 wins. But get this, Crompo. Out of those 403 NASCAR races, 202 top 10 finishes.
Outstanding, isn't it? On current estimate, I think Cam Waters is going to be the best placed driver out there for the overall for the evening, by the way. So we're not far away from the conclusion of this one. Final lap. And Jamie Whincup with a margin of 0.8 of a second over Alex Rossi. Now, this would be a mega turnaround for Jamie, who's been somewhat in the wars in his relatively short iRacing career. And a great result potentially here for Alex Rossi, who's come to terms with the task. And he said to us before when speaking to Jess that a little bit of supercar experience has just helped with the cadence and rhythm and understanding of these cars. So excellent job. And Scott McLaughlin, as you would expect, who's been incredibly impressive so far this year in both the Supercar Series and the IndyCar E-Series races, is sitting there in 3rd place and looking pretty sharp. Bit of a gap then back to Shane Van Gisbergen. I'm looking down the order to see where Anton is as well, just from an overall points standpoint. Always curious to see where he is given the form that he carries. So the checkered flag comes out, and this is going to represent a fantastic win this evening to round off our racing for Jamie Whincup. I'll bet he thought that wasn't possible not too long ago. He's been bagging himself pretty hard, but he's now added to a vast array of victories that he's generated in the real Virgin Australia Supercars Championship with an iRacing win in the BP Supercars All-Stars E-Series. So well done, J-Dub. And he gets a victory. How's that? A podium for Alex Rossi on debut in Supercar E-Series racing. And Scotty McLaughlin gets on the podium as well. Well done, Alex.
So Jamie becomes our 8th winner of the series. We'll take a look at the BP Ultimate results. It was 0.6 of a second over Alex Rossi. Scotty McLaughlin on the podium yet again. Van Gisbergen and Cam Waters inside the top 5. So Cam Waters, thanks to that result, will take $1,000 for his chosen charity, which is Camp Quality, and Marcus Ambrose finishing in position number 6 there, making up 10 spots along the way here at Watkins Glen. So 14 races now done. And in fact, it was a Commodore clean sweep tonight with the 4 races as we take a look at the Koala race highlights. So a reverse grid race. We'd just spoken to Joey Logano, hadn't we? He was wondering if he could finally get one away from the start here, and unfortunately he didn't. Got it bogged down again and then found himself in big trouble. Not as big, though, as Will Davison in the Milwaukee race. Hard into the Armco fence and then even harder spun around. That was a big one too for Jack LeBrock in the Super Cheap Auto entry. Jamie Whincup had a good battle here with the youngster out of 888 Racing in the Super 2 Series in Angelo Mazouras, who was there or thereabouts pretty much all evening. That was wild. Absolutely wild for Chaz Mostert and Zane Goddard through the bus stop, and Chaz on re-entry found some panel damage along the way. Corley Jones in the mix, and that was the end of Mazouras' night as he got spun around and dropped a whole heap of positions. Wild stuff for the Coca-Cola entry of Chris Pither. Once you get on the grass here at Watkins Glen, there is no coming back easily. But Jamie Whincup does it, and does it well. His first race victory in the BP Supercars All-Stars E-Series.